earth and all that's in it and around it is here to serve us. But once you see the earth ceasing to do what it's supposed to do, man is in sincere and grave trouble. Today, as most of you should have got the invite, we are talking about making prison work for you. I don't know if you can see my shirt, but approximately 10 years ago, about a decade ago, I ended up doing time in California prisons. I would say prisons because I was sent to about 6 prisons during this in particular 7-year stint that actually started out from a 3-month offer. But in California, if you don't take a deal, they're going to smack you with the book. So brothers like me who stand up on principle, yeah, I'm right, so I'm going to stand up and I'm taking it to the box. The whole law system of California, here you go, my brother. The whole legal system of California, especially Sacramento, that has a 99% conviction rate, is designed for you to fail. When I said I was taking it to the box, fighting a 3-month offer, something that was only worth 3 months, when I took it to the box, they hit me with that 7-year sentence. I don't know if y'all saw Dead Presidents when what's the brother name? Lorenz Tate, when he got 15 years and he threw the chair at the judge. Well, that was me when I got 7 years from a 3-month offer. I went totally bazooka in that court. They had to pull me out because I understood that this was the design, the very design, especially when it comes to the black man or the brown man in the wilderness of North America. How you doing, Sister Ruthie? Brother Thomas, smarter than Einstein. So yeah, I'm trying to see if I can add my brother into this. Let me see. Okay, forget it. So I want to just go straight into the subject. My brother, I'm trying to bring my brother on here. There you go. So back to what I was saying. You know, in retrospect, if there was 2 things I could have did differently in my life, one of them would have been when I was playing football, I would have been a kicker, because that's the most wisest position on the football field, that you can make good money and also be an asset to your team. And the second thing I would have done differently would have been when I went to prison, I would have not been in general population. Being in general population is the greatest setup for failure in prison. All the wise, the lawyers, all those who go to prison, they go to what is referred to as protective custody. But to those that's in general population, those who go to protective custody are looked at as being either snitches or sellouts. And that's not the case. General population of a prison is ran by idiots and buffoons. Youngsters who are running the prison just on brute strength and bullying the average man that just want to get through prison without getting in any problems, without catching any extra time. And there's nothing worse, man, than being in the middle of something, a riot or some beef that you have absolutely nothing to do with, that some young, dumb idiot started by either messing around and disrespecting someone from another race, selling drugs or getting into a drug deal. But regardless to what they do, every black person that's in there, I don't care what your age is, you got to put your boots on and get ready to rumble. It's nothing worse than looking to your right. When I was in prison, you look to your right or your left and you see a black man in his 60s having to have his boots strapped up to get ready to go to war over some BS that some idiot started on the yard. Terrible, man. Your life is at risk because of these fools and the things that they do and done when they was on the streets that they continue to do when they go to prison. So yeah, man, that's a terrible situation. So I would recommend, as contrary as this appears to be, if you in prison and you trying to get through your time, there's nothing wrong with being on what they call the protective custody yard. Doesn't mean you're a snitch. Doesn't mean you're a sellout. It means you want peace of mind while you're in that terrible ass situation. Because when you're in general population, once again, you are basically a casualty waiting to happen. And they're waiting there and hoping that you do something to catch some more time. Brother Charles Chambliss, peace, my brother. Good to see you, man. I'm going to be checking out your show, man. I appreciate you joining the Macadine today, my brother. We're going to have to do some collaboration. So, going back to this prison situation, man, how to make prison work for you. There are ways to make prison work for you, man. And one of the ways that I just mentioned was getting away from that general population of fools. And you know, when you go to prison, the whole prison system internally is set up for you to go crazy and to become physically sick. All the foods that's in the prison system are designed to keep you barely alive, but they're designed to make you sick. They're designed to make you weak. They're designed to make you internally crazy. And you'll see it amongst the inmates, man, because most of the foods are soy-based. They're soy-based. And over the last couple of years, they passed a bill entitled SB 1138. This is the bill that has forced prisons to go vegan. And you might think that going vegan is good, but going vegan is just the opposite because it's based on soy products. And soy feminizes you because it's a phytoestrogen. It's something that it turns you into a soy boy. And you'll see when you go to prison, all these big buff dudes that's out there working out, but they're always in their feelings. They're always emotional. It's because of that soy-based diet that's in there, that's designed, once again, to make a man weak, destroy his testosterone, and make him irrationally emotional. Then from there, they have the medical line. And a lot of brothers think that they're getting over by going into prison and going under what they refer to as triple CMS. You know, they try to act like they're crazy and get on medication so that they can get a SSI check when they get out. Not realizing that backfires on you because they're going to make you take the medication for one, that's going to take you out of your mind. Then when you get out and get on SSI, you might even get what they call a lump sum check of about a year or two. But you're not able to buy any property, and you have to have a payee or a caregiver to handle your affairs. You can't even have your own bank account. You have to have someone handling all that for you. So that's another backfiring situation. See? The diet. Let's go back to the diet and that 1138 SB. You know, where they're giving you kale. kale is so destructive to the human body that it causes thyroid issues or goiterism. And in time, when you're on a not a vegetarian diet, but a vegan diet, it actually interferes with your ability to procreate. In time, it'll make you sterile if you're not careful, because we need fats in our lives and we need a balanced diet. You can't be all this without having a little bit of that, if you know what I mean. That's right, brother, smarter than Einstein. That you're absolutely right. Pill call. And it's also designed, the diet of the prison, to give you high blood pressure. And about 50% of the brothers in the pen have high blood pressure. And the main reason is they live off a diet, not only of the poor diet that's in the cafeteria, but they also think that they're balling, and they have about 1,000 of those top ramen soups in their lockers, which they dine on every day. That's high in sodium and also what they call it, MSG, which is a brain poison. It's an actual brain poison. So all day long, they having these elaborate spreads with about 25, 30 soups. And they're doing all these spreads and not realizing what they're doing to their body. And once again, they end up going to pill call and getting diagnosed for high blood pressure, and then getting put on generic medicine that in time breaks down their kidneys and sterilizes them as well. It's one big circle of destruction that you're caught into when you go to prison. And what do I recommend? Can't even forget about the poison water. All the water is fluoridated and got all kinds of chemicals in it as well. And the only thing I can recommend in regards to the poison water is to get you a hot pot and boil all the water that you take within. Get you a hot pot. That's really part of you being saved, is that hot pot. And to get off all that coffee, which is another avenue of high blood pressure. And if you have family, I would recommend that when you order from these little spots that actually are owned by the damn former COs, like Walking Horse and all these other order places you go to, these places are taken over by former and current COs who are now capitalizing off the poverty of our families, our little nickels, quarters, and dimes that our people spend to sustain you when you're in prison. Walking Horse and a couple other ones. Now, when you order from them, I would recommend that you always keep you some multivitamins. Always have multivitamins, man. And for the purpose of keeping your testosterone up, I would recommend that you get what they refer to as the halal beef logs. Because, of course, beef will help you with your testosterone. And to combat all of the garbage that they're feeding you up in that cafeteria, which is nothing but a morgue. And, you know, once a month, they have chicken week. Not chicken week, but they will have chicken like once a month. They will have the fried chicken breast or baked chicken breast that contain the breast and the leg. Now, for those of you who work in the cafeteria, like I once did in the county jail before going to the pen, on the box that the chicken breast comes in, it has a big sign that says not fit for human consumption. Think about that. I saw it for myself many times. Not fit for human consumption. And do you know it didn't matter? Everybody in there still showed up for Chicken Friday once a month in like unusually long lines. Not even caring about the ill effects that that food has on your health. It's terrible, brothers. Some other advice on how to make prison work for you. You got to work out. You got to work out, brothers. That's on the inside and on the outside. You got to work out. That's another thing that helps keep your testosterone at a level of a man your age, whatever age that is. And by the way, me and my brother Malik was talking the other day because I had went and had a checkup back in December. And I'm into testosterone building. I have a drink called Libido Juice and different other things that I do on a regular basis to keep my testosterone at least a even level at my age. So when I got the report back, it said 879 NG-LG. And I was like, 879? I was like, this must be a mistake. Because the average 19-year-old doesn't even have testosterone that high. So I called my doctor to get verification. He was like, yes, that's what it is, sir. Yes, it's unusually high. And he was thinking that I was getting injections or doing something, outside of the usual box of exercising and just taking regular supplements. But I told him, I'm just on an in particular diet that focuses on maintaining a certain level of testosterone, not realizing that it was doing that well. But every man in America, where they want all boys and men to be either gay, either homosexual, or they want you to be neutered, you have to focus on keeping your testosterone level up. That is man's elixir. That is like the essential aspect of a man. And that's why they are so fervently working day and night to reduce that power in you and I. Everything that they're doing, the food, the water, the chemtrails, the medications, is all aimed at making man as feminine and weak as they possibly can make him. And like I said, preferably for you to be a homosexual. And this is not any homophobia. This is how they rule the world. If they can break down and remove the man, they rule. That's the first thing they do. They destroy the man before they take the land. And they say, happy wife, happy life. But if man ain't happy, there can be no happy land. If there's not a happy man, there will be no happy land. This is why you have wars everywhere, because man is not happy within himself. Man is dissatisfied in himself. And he knows that there's a war upon him, but he doesn't know where that war is coming from. Trying to see how I can join somebody in here with me. And we're going to be coming on now every night. I'm going to be coming on at 6 o'clock, at least for the next month, because there's a need. There's a need for man to be what they would call in religion resurrected, revived. And this is not just a black man issue. Every man, black, red, yellow, or brown, is under attack and in need of some support in this day and time. And that's what the Macadine is about. It's about uplifting all men. And I want to say to those who are members of the Macadine, the scripture says, to whom much is given, much is required. And for those of you who have knowledge of self, who have economic knowledge and wisdom, financial wisdom, and the world you've been blessed with a certain level of sustenance and success, you owe your people. You owe the human family that knowledge that you have. And in this day and time, if you do not help those who you know needs help, who you step over every day, feeling like you're better than, your time is going to come where you're going to fall to that level. And don't think that you can't fall. Don't think that you are invincible. It happens to greater men than you. So wake up, man, and know what day and time that we're living in. This is a critical damn time, man. It's no time to be playing, because they're playing for keeps. While you out here partying and joking and laughing and playing, eating out, thinking that you living in paradise, this government is fucking getting ready for your total destruction and to make you a slave for life. And those of you who are not behind the walls of the prison, they want to make sure that you're mentally in prison for the rest of your life. That's why, what's that? 5 out of 8 women are on medication. The average woman's on meds, and they trying to get every man on meds. Why is that? Because the battle is for your mind. They want your mind. And most of you are just giving your minds over free of charge. Free of damn charge. So on that note, I just wanted to be strong. I don't want to be long. I'm hoping that we can collaborate and work together, that we can support each other, and that we can go out here and help our brothers out there who are deaf, dumb, and blind to the time in which we live and the tricks that are being played on them. And if you can check this book out, The Macadine, the book my brother is on right now, Smarter Than Einstein, if you see him. We were in prison together at Delano back in 2014 when I first started writing this book. He's one of the witness bearers who was bearing witness to me when I was writing on paper like this and taking notes and typewriting. This is one of the things you can do when you're in prison. Write you a book. All of us are walking and talking books, and all of us have something to give to humanity. Find your niche, brothers. Find your place in the space, and let us all work together in healing the human race. Peace. I'll be speaking to you soon. Stay up, stay safe, take care of yourself and your family, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Peace.